The NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost.
WNBA podcast.
Oh, whoops.
It's all good. Just figured I should stop you now before you did the whole thing.
It's not like anybody would have noticed.
Yeah, it's fine.
The WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost, the bank account built for better. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN for a $25 deposit bonus. Oh, dang, it's like 8 people in here already.
Mhm.
Hopefully 4 of those are like bots. So it's really only like 4 people that caught that. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no voice, no guy speak. Really, Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. All right, Scott. Looking at the chat, Phil said that we have to wrap this up before tip-off tonight. 5 games on the slate. Let's see if we can do it. Scott Studio Reichel. Scott, what's going on?
Scotty, beam me up.
Surprise.
Yeah, can't complain. Ended up splitting last episode. Ended up winning with Kiki. Shout out to her for the rebounds. Can't complain there. Connecticut is horrible, by the way. I don't think I can go to the window with them again anytime soon. That was a mess. They got blown out in the second half against a team on a back-to-back. I was gonna say we're going to talk about them in a little bit, but I don't know if I could actually do it. I mean, they can't score. Tina was a mess. Mabry was a mess. They got blown out badly in that second half against Atlanta, and Griner didn't even play. I had the exact injury report I wanted. I still couldn't even get close, so that didn't work out well at all.
Oh, you had the closing line value and everything too.
I got everything. It didn't matter.
By the time the game tipped off, I think you had plus 6.5 at plus money. By the time the game tipped off, it was at 7.
And they were only down like 4 at the half. Like they were in the game, and then second half started against a team on a back-to-back, and the Suns said, "All right, guess we're gonna get blown out now." I'm like, well, that's not what I wanted, but okay, sure. I think Tina was like 4 of 18 or something. Like it was bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
But either way, point. Let's talk about them in a second. In a game, maybe they could win, but I'm tired of trying to give them some faith. I got no faith in that team anymore. I tried, but either way, hit the lock. Shout out to Kiki, and she had a monster game, so can't complain too much.
I had no faith in the Chicago Sky, and that was the lone bet for me to hit. My dog cash taking the Sparks to win by double digits. Never in doubt there. And wow, man, only one lock I've hit on the year. Another lock misses for me. The under in the Aces and the Storm game, where the Aces literally didn't play defense at all.
No.
I think the Storm ended up letting the Aces score because it was like, bro, we have 100 already. Like, very, very annoying stuff there, Scott. All right, but we got 5 games on the slate to get back right and get back. Oh, we lost an underdog lineup too, Scott. Well, that doesn't happen too often. But Satu ended up not getting there for us. Everything else cashes. So another day, another dollar. Got to remind the people that the SGP guys are going to be ripping packs live on air. Is that next Monday? Next Monday, not this Monday. Next Monday. Wait, what date did he put on this? Yep. So next Monday. Next Monday, they are ripping packs on air live. They will be breaking a case of Panini Prisms with DAPS, and you can get 10% off your favorite team with promo code SGPN. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/break to get in the action. You know, I've always wanted to open up a pack of cards and just have like this like holographic, like crazy expensive card that just changes my life in one moment. Because Scott, when I say I would sell it in a heartbeat, it wouldn't even be a question. Honestly, any trading card that's getting into, wow, I'm not gonna lie. If you told me this card was $10, I'd sell it to you. Like if I had a card in front of me, a card in front of me right now, you told me it was $10, I'd sell it to you. Like who would? No. Maybe I'm just not interested.
I used to collect cards with my dad, but that was more of just like a bonding thing when I was like 8 years old. I didn't actually care much about the cards.
Yeah, if you told me that a certain like if I had a card in front of me and you told me it had a value of something that I could use, because like $10, I can go put that on a, 100,000 to one parlay, something like that.
Do you have any Powerball tickets I can buy for $10?
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, I can't think of an amount that you could really offer me for a trading card where I'd be like, nah, I'm gonna hold on to it. Nah, take this card, man. I'm straight.
I remember though for the virtual cards, I once sold a Chris Paul card for like $500, and that's not even a real
What?
card. It's like a fake card. It's like one of the virtual ones on from like
Oh, the Top
NBA
Shot?
Top Shot, whatever.
What?
I got a
You
Chris
sold
Paul
it for
card one time,
and
and I
you sold it for
sold it for $400. I still remember I turned like $12 or $8 that I deposited when I started the account into about $820, and I took all my money and ran because I thought the whole thing was a scam. So then they paid me, so I never used it since. That was like 2 years ago, I think, or so.
what?
I
What
turned
are the
$8
odds?
into about 800, and then I'm like, you know what? This whole idea is just stupid. So I took the money and I ran.
Yeah.
That's how that went. But yeah,
Scott, that's like 100 to 1 odds.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I did not think they were going to pay me, by the way. Like, I requested the money, and I'm like, oh, I'm just probably not going to get this. And they're like, nope, here you go. I'm like, all right, great. Sounds good.
Wow, this is all real. I wonder, do they still do that? I remember that was really popping for a second.
Well, I got lucky, though, because I got in early. They were in the beta stage, so cards actually still had value at that point because there were so few accounts that were actually available. So I was one of the earlier accounts to get in there. And then once everyone got in, the card value plummeted, and then at that point, it was impossible to make money. But I actually was making money no matter what card I got initially because there just wasn't enough on the market. And then after that happened, I kind of experimented and I made some money. But I decided this is dumb, and I just never used it again. Made $800 and got out of there.
Wow, man, great story time.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
there's a Chris Paul card that I remember because it was for like $480, give or take. And I'm like, what kind of idiot would play $500 for a fake card? And then I'm like, all right, this is how I know this is not for me.
Some people are just everybody's favorite. They just get because some of those cars went for thousands of dollars, and
Yeah.
it's just like, why didn't I get one of those?
I remember there was the John Morant poster dunk on Baines that was trying to sell for like $1 million, which I don't think it ever did. But I know that that was one of the most expensive cards out there. The LeBron reverse dunk, I think it was on Kobe night. That one was also like trying to go for $1 million or so at the time. I don't know if anybody ever bought that card for $1 million, but I remember those were the two most expensive cards at the time.
Top purchases on NBA Top Shop are a $230,000 LeBron James 2020 NBA Finals card.
I mean, finals card. Okay.
Wow, yeah, that sold
I
almost.
remember there was the Kobe reverse dunk that he had on Kobe night, which was up there, and the John Morant poster on Baines was up there too. But that's all I remember.
Oh man, wow, these are a lot of money for somebody that just got something like in a pack randomly.
It's like those ape photos. Just you buy one, just immediately loses all their value.
Wow, do you want to know who has? Do you want to know who has a top 7 NBA Top Shop price card? What
No
is
idea.
this? Who? What card is this?
I don't
Is
know.
this a regular? Yo, this is Fred Van Fleet.
Oh, really? Van
A
Vliet.
Fred Van Fleet's Raptors card is is number 7 on the list. It went for $140,000,
You're paying 140 for Fred Van
and it's
Vliet
a
card.
common.
That's crazy.
This is a common card. It says legendary, 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 ultimate common.
I have no idea.
Oh, it's a limited edition. So it's a limited edition common card. Fred Van Fleet went for 140, and it's crazy because they have the names of the people that bought it. Popo. I just want to know at Popo, who are you? He's a Clippers fan. That's all I have. He's a
Okay.
Clippers fan. So a Clippers fan bought a Fred Van Fleet NBA Top Shop card for $140,000. By the way, whoever said be done by tip off, we're not even going to be
We had
starting
5
by
games,
tip
by the
off.
way. We had no
We're not
chance.
even going to start by tip off. $140,000 for a Fred Van Fleet card? And he's literally the only name on this list that doesn't make sense. Like, there's LeBron up here 5 times, and then it's Victor Wembanyama, then it's Fred Van Fleet, then LeBron again, then Zion, then LeBron twice more, then Ja Morant, then LeBron twice again, then Zion. Why is Fred VanVleet's card on this list?
If I had to guess, it was either probably like a 1 of 1, then maybe they made an error, and it was like the only card ever made, and it was kind of a rarity thing, if I had to guess, but I still would not pay, I wouldn't pay $5 for a Fred VanVleet card. No offense to Fred VanVleet, but
Oh my
it was a
God.
world I didn't really understand that much, but I got out while I could, so there you go.
And you want to know what all he's doing is shooting a three-pointer over Julius Randle in a stadium that's at 30% capacity because it was during COVID.
Mm.
Oh my gosh. I cannot believe that Fred VanVleet's NBA Top Shot card went for $140,000. All right, let's get out of here, man. First game up on the docket. Oh, dude. We get to do this? Do I have it ready? I think I have it ready. I do have it ready. The Dallas Wings are on the road going to play the Connecticut Sun. Wings are laying 2.5. Sun, Wings were laying 2.5. They are currently laying 4.5. 160.5 is total. First flush of the season, Scott.
Deserve to.
Yeah, Wings, Connecticut. Somebody write that on the board. Hey, let's track that. First flush of the season went to the Wings and Connecticut Sun. Because they're both looking for a win. 4 games in, both still looking for a win here. All right. Let's see here if I can dig up an injury report for these two teams. We've got that doesn't matter for any of you. That doesn't matter. Maisha Hines Allen is questionable to play in this game. That is something that matters. And nothing else. Anissa Morrow started her rookie season, so she's still going, still expected to play here. All right, Scott, you talked about it in the intro, and you said you didn't know if you could bet this Connecticut Sun team anymore. Well, are you willing to lay 4.5? Or matter of fact, scratch that. Are you willing to lay any amount of points with the Dallas Wings?
I think I am, because at least I think this team can somewhat score. I know that they've not been a great offense, but they're better than Connecticut. Connecticut can't score to save their lives. I don't know what that game was against the Lynx. They punted the entire game in the final 5 minutes. But the problem is, Tina Charles, I'm not going to say she looks washed, but she looks really bad right now. I'll put it that way. I know that the one time I faded her, Mabry was great, but besides that, she's been bad too. I don't like the supporting cast at all. I don't like their bench that much. They don't really have anything that really I'd say I'm impressed by. At least Dallas has a couple of scripts to get there. Paige, I think, has been fine in a rookie season. We know that Rike can have solid games as well. They have size in the interior, which can give Connecticut problems potentially, but is mostly Tina Charles being the best player, arguably, on a team in 2025. That's not a good sign. I think this team can't score. I think right now Connecticut is either the worst team in the league or it's basically like a 12A, 12B with the right now the Sky. But I think that they are definitely a tier below the Wings in my opinion. At least the Wings can score points. And I feel like that's why the line did go up. It's because at least we know the Wings can find ways to put the ball in the basket. I don't know if Connecticut can actually do that. So I'm going to take Dallas minus 4.5. Do I feel great about it? No. But now I'm actually done with Connecticut. They scored like 55 points on a team against a team on a back-to-back. It was disgusting. So I'm good. Give me the Wings minus 4.5.
I don't know, man. Saying 4.5 and the minus number next to Dallas. Honestly, if it was just a plus number and it's a 4.5, I'd be very questionable to play Dallas in any situation at all.
Well, toilet bowl principles mean you're probably going to end up taking the Sun
because you got to think here, Scott. Yes, toilet bowl principles. You are supposed to take the points. I think that is actually I didn't even consider the toilet bowl principles here. You're actually wild for laying the points, but 2, you got the Marina Mabry revenge game. You also have the fact that the Dallas Wings can't get stops. And I understand that the Connecticut Sun's offense is bad, but I think we've realized that Dallas's defense is horrible. And you can basically sign up for 80 points when you're playing them. And
I don't know. Connecticut's been 80. But yeah.
If you spot in Connecticut 80, I'm taking the points. You signed up for 80 points playing this team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm good. I swear I'm good on Dallas. I understand what you're saying, and I think there is questions about the Sun offense, but I had questions about multiple offenses, and they came up for me. I think that Dallas's defense is just bad, and they're not doing anything to get better, and they're just going to let the Sun hang around this game, hang around this game, hang around this game. And so, you know what? I'll run the Sun back. Give me Sun plus 4.5.
Yeah.
I'm good on Dallas, and that's a total bowl. I'm just doing what the rules tell me I have to do. 160.5 is the total. Give me the over because I don't think Dallas can get a stop.
I might agree with you about the over, but I think I'd rather go for Dallas team total over because I mean, I don't really know. Connecticut, though, is just terrible offensively. It's just such a hard team to actually trust to get even a decent amount of points in a game. Dallas offensively has been bad. I mean, I will agree with you, but it's really just nothing that I'm interested in. But I guess it's over. But I'm not going to bet the total.
And they were on the road. And they were on the road.
Yeah.
When they were at home, they played the Mystics. They scored 85 points. So yeah, I like over. All right, player props. Let's see, what do we have here?
Do you trust Tina to play well? Because it's been really bad so far for Tina Charles.
She's back home.
Yeah. That is
What's
true.
the line at? What's the line at? You tell me the right line. I might.
She's at 15.5 points, 7.5 rebounds.
It's not bad.
It's not great, but yeah, it's fine.
Do you think they'll play? They're not even playing Tierra like that for real, are they?
No.
It's been sporadic minutes for her.
Mm.
I haven't been able to decide what's made one matchup him decide he wants to play Tierra and the other matchup he doesn't. Last game she had 24 minutes. Slowly going up. Well, no, because in 15, 10, 24. What's that? So you playing Ezzy, Nafisa. Oh, so you just didn't want her to play in Nafisa and all of them. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I might be able to get there on Tina Charles. Let's see. Is there anything else I like? What's Page RA at?
Page RA is at 11.5. Which I thought was a bit too high for me personally.
They have moved it up. I was getting it at 9.5.
Yeah.
They even took it at 10.5. Now it's at 11. Interesting.
I don't think I have any props for this game, by the way. I'm just so not interested in actually betting this game.
I would play her 6.5 assists, maybe. Yeah, very, very uninteresting of a game here. If you want the revenge angle, maybe threes is good, and maybe Dejanay Carrington has a good day here. 10.5 points, get double-digit points against your old team, maybe. All right. Before we get to the next game on the slate, gotta talk to you about Edge Boost. Edge Boost is the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved, no usage fees, no minimums, earn cashback rewards, 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN. Deposit $25 and Edge Boost will match the deposit. That's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. We're also about to say about Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is going long for the NBA playoffs with their extender bonus. Hop in game one, and the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus gets. And also, Scott, I will let the people know because this is a WNBA show, and they might not know. And maybe Underdog puts me down for this. Maybe they do. But I use my extender bonus on WNBA.
It's been working out.
Dude. I mean, granted, I felt good about the NBA play, but I was putting in one of our WNBA slips. I saw the extender bonus right there, and I said, "Oh, I could do this," and I just did it. I pulled the trigger, just like that. So if I could do it, you could do it too. Just saying that. Head over there, sportsgamblingpodcast.com. Oh, well, I'm sorry. No, head and use that promo code NBA SGPN. Claim your special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. Underdogfantasy.com. Promo code NBA SGPN. All right. Game number 2, let's talk about it. We've got the Golden State Valkyries in New York playing our New York Liberty. Liberty are laying 16. 165.5 is total. KT gets a ring.
Yep.
That's exciting.
She deserved it. She was great in the final game of that series.
Yeah. Not sure about her as the main option right now, but very, very good for us as a role player.
Yep.
Let's see here. Mobile, questionable with the foot injury. Tip Hayes, questionable with a nose injury. You got Leona Febic, not on the injury report. She's playing in this one. You've got Xander Lacine. He's still out with that foot injury.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I saw something that said Naira was practicing. She's still questionable, but she was practicing. I think I saw that. I might not have saw that. Maybe I saw. No. I saw Leone practice fully. So Naira is still questionable. Okay. I mean, do the Liberty overlook this Golden State Valkyrie team? Now, granted, Scott, I will say this. This is a back-to-back game set. Dog in the first game is what you're supposed to do. But this is a 16-point line here. When do they play the next game? They play the next game on Thursday. So day off.
Yep.
Valkyries are 2-1 too.
They've won 2 in a row. I mean, the problem is they haven't really played any of the good teams yet. They lost to the Sparks, beat the Mystics.
This might be ugly, man.
They played the Sparks and the Mystics. That's it. That's their 3 games right there. So now you play an actual elite team. The Sparks, I think we'd agree, are not very good. The Mystics have been decent so far.
Fun. They've been fun.
Yeah, it's a good way to describe them. But now they're against what could be the best team in the entire league, which is not where you want to be. But they, to be fair, they did end up having to travel from LA to New York for this matchup. So it's not a great spot for them. I think the Liberty might just bury this team. They're going to in one of these 2 games. The question is which one. I'll go Liberty minus 16.5.
Oh yeah, dude. I can't.
I think they win game 1 handily. Then game 2 they overlook them because we just beat this team by 25, and then suddenly the Valkyries make the second game close. So
that's exactly how I drew it up. Exactly
that's what I
how
got.
I drew it up. I don't even. This could be like 100-60.
It could be really ugly, this game.
The Golden State Valkyries team total is at 74.5, and I'm not gonna lie. 75 points sounds like a lot for them to get to. Like, it had to be ugly. Liberty team total at 90.5 over. I mean, the Valkyries are going to miss a whole bunch of shots, and the Liberty are not. Like, that's just what's going to happen. Both of the teams want to play fast. The Valkyries are terribly inefficient. The Liberty are not.
Do you think Sandy's happy or pissed about how that game went against Indiana? Because they won the game, but they looked really bad in parts of that second half.
Yeah, they probably should have lost.
Yeah.
If we're being honest.
Well, yeah, Indiana didn't score, I think, a point for like 4 minutes and change in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, like...
So, Sandy could easily take this game as we messed some stuff up, we got to fix it, and they immediately come out and bury this team. So, I can see that angle, too.
And if it was like... Because that game was on, Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was like only a day in between 2, then maybe you could sell me on they just played this Fever team, got up for their war, all of that letdown spot. But like they've had days off too. They're about to beat the shit out of my Valkyries, man. The Villain Rail Bowl is going off in New York here. It's gonna be ugly. 16.5 late. All right. Have your fun with the team totals, or take your shot hoping the Liberty don't score 100 points by themselves and mess up your under if you want to take the under. I'm not messing with the full game total here. Is there anything, player props, that you want to try your luck in a blowout game?
I'll keep going back to Natasha Cloud RA, or PRA. She's just been too good to avoid at this point. She's had at least 12 in every game. The assists are there. The rebounds are there. She's just been doing everything right so far with this team. Give me Natasha Cloud again for the RA. If you want to go for the PRA, you can potentially do that too, but I do have concerns that somebody's going to have to compromise a bit or sacrifice if they're going to be pulled in terms of points. I think Cloud's rebounds and assists should be there no matter what. So I'll go with Cloud RA as my choice for this one. I'll keep taking it until it loses. So.
Jaquan Jones double-double is at plus 130.
Okay.
Stewie's double-double is at plus 230. I mean, between the two of them, I feel like you're good. I feel like you can honestly get both of them. I mean, there's just not a lot of size on this team. You have Time Fagbile and then Kayla Thornton. Mm-hmm. So not really a lot of size here. If Fagbile gets in foul trouble, it gets even worse from there. You got Mo Bill, who's questionable for the game. So that's some size coming off the bench that you're missing. A motor coming off the bench that's going to go up there and snag rebounds that's no longer there. Yeah. You want to tell me that Jaquan Jones snagged up 6 first quarter rebounds and now I'm sweating 4 for the next 2 quarters and a half, maybe? Yeah, I'll take Jaquan Jones double-double. I like Stewie too. I think that's a pretty solid move.
Do anybody else you want to mention?
Oh, dude, what? Did George Pickens just mention me? Oh, no, this is a fake George Pickens. All right, great. Whew.
I don't even understand the context there. Were you trash-talking George Pickens?
I was on the Steffi Small show.
Okay.
What was it? What was the question? Oh, yeah, they was talking about George Pickens' receiving yards prop for the season, and I was like, oh, no, like, when Tomlin lets go of a receiver, it's done. Like, put the fries in the bag, man. Just put the fries in the bag. It's over. Like, that's it. And so I took the under, and I might have been talking a little bit of shit while I was doing it. But, like, come on, right. Tomlin got rid of a receiver. Like, that's law. What receiver has been good after playing for Mike Tomlin?
Definitely not Chase Claypool. I have no idea. There's a long list. I think you're right there.
I forgot about Chase Claypool.
I think everyone did. But, I mean, I remember his really underwhelming career. So, there you go.
Let's see. What else we got here? Man, I feel like first 2 games, very uninspiring. Got 3 more, though. The next game up is going to be the Seattle Storm on the road, going to play the Minnesota Lynx.
Clearly the game of the day, by the way.
Clearly. Easily the game of the day. Minnesota's laying 6.5, though. 157.5 is the total. I have Kayla McBride, she did go through practice. She's back with the team. She is officially, when I find her name, probable to play here on Tuesday. You've got anything else? No, that's it. Only thing on the injury report for this game. Kayla McBride looks like she's going to be back in the lineup, ready to go. I mean, okay, you scored on the Aces. Cool.
That was a hell of a game that they played. But they always give the Aces problems. It's always their Super Bowl.
Talking about them rivalries, man.
Yep.
Them rivalries. Yeah. What's going to get me off of Minnesota?
I think the one thing that could potentially get you off of the team is just wondering if you think the Storm maybe figured something out, or is it just a one game off where they just beat up on the Aces and that's it?
No, the Aces defense is nowhere near the Minnesota Lynx, man. Nowhere near. I through the beginning of the season, I might argue to say the Aces still don't have a defense, which actually kind of sucks for the win total.
Yeah. Oh, they have no defense, to be clear.
Yeah. Whereas the Minnesota Lynx are like the best defense in the league, like second behind the Liberty.
Yeah.
So it's a strong 1-2 there. And here's the issue. I still don't trust Seattle scoring the basketball. I just don't trust the personnel that if they're down in a game, they're not shooting themselves out of it.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have to play good defense and claw themselves back in it. But if they're ever down, there's never an opportunity where I think the Seattle Storm are going to shoot themselves back into a game.
Yeah, I do want to ask you that any concern for the Lynx, the fact that they beat the Wings by 4 at home and the Sun by 6 at home in a game they probably should have lost. They've kind of been messing around against bad teams. I'm not saying the Storm are a bad team, but does that concern you a little bit for Minnesota that they aren't as dominant as we thought? McBride is also not playing, so they're not 100%. I get that. But They didn't look great against two of the worst teams in the league the last 2 games at home. They won anyway, but it was not impressive. Does that matter to you at all?
No, not really. But I think it's because of how good they looked up against the Sparks and the thought that the Sparks are a level above those teams.
Mhm.
Still don't think the Sparks are that good. This would be the game changer for me if the Storm were able to cover this game. It would be okay, Minnesota. What's up with this? Like
Mhm.
it's heavy as the crown when you're now the hunted and not the hunter. Did I say that right?
No, yeah, you got that right.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm sitting there trying like, did I say that right or did I mean it the other way? I had to sitting there doing the math in my
No,
head.
as you said, it's better to be the hunter than a hunted. Yeah, that's right.
All right, with that, I'm on Minnesota. I'm laying 6.5. I just think I can't see them be having the offense ever to pull themselves out of the hole that I'm almost positive that the Lynx are going to be able to put them in. And then you're telling me Caleb McBride is also back on the team too, and so like that just helps spacing overall. It gives you another option and kind of clears things out and also makes things easier for Nafis Collier. Only thing that makes me annoyed about is I don't know what that means for Courtney Williams now anymore. And let's see what Courtney Williams looks like in the second half because I really did like playing her RA. I'm not going to play her right now because Caleb McBride does change things a little bit. And her guaranteed 4 assists in a game. By the way, I'm pretty sure, what was it, 5? It was either 4 or 5 that Caleb McBride is guaranteed, but she like guaranteed a really specific number of assists that she continues to hit very, very often. Scott, what are you doing?
I'm gonna take Seattle in this game. I think
Hmm.
Minnesota's the better team, but I have not been impressed by how they've played the last couple of games, especially at home. You're looking at their last couple of games; they were able to beat the Wings, they were able to beat the Sparks, they beat the Wings, and they beat Connecticut. They haven't played anybody this entire season. They've played a couple of really, really bad teams, and they beat the Sparks, who we think are kind of mid. I'll say that way. So the Storm, they were able to beat the Aces. They beat the Mercury. Mercury been pretty decent. But the point is, I think the Storm have actually played better competition. And the Lynx didn't look great against the Sun and against the Wings in their 2 home games this season. Maybe they step up. Maybe they play well. 6.5, though, feels too high when they really have not beaten anybody worth a damn so far in 4 games. I'll pick the Storm to keep this game interesting. Give me the Storm.
Okay.
It's just about competition. The Lynx have not played anybody at this point.
I wasn't ready for that.
We're officially back though because they beat the Aces, so we can play the drop now.
Oh no, and they scored 100 points.
Yeah.
You are for sure back if you score
Mhm.
100 points. 100%. Anybody score 100 points, you get your drop back.
Yep.
All right, let's see how long they keep it. I wouldn't take it for this game though because the Lynx are like one of the best teams in the league. But like, they lose to Atlanta at home. I might have to take that joint again. Might. They should really focus on that game. You don't got to focus on this game. Ain't no reason. All right, player props. Well, what's the total? Total's at 157.5.
I think I'll go over, but I don't feel great about it.
I feel
We
like
know the Lynx can score, and we at least know the Storm can possibly score. That's
I
good
think
enough
you
for me.
have to go over.
Yeah.
I'm for sure going under. I don't think the Storm are going to be able to score, and I don't think that the Lynx will run the score up on them either. I think the Storm's defense, like I think they'll make the game competitive. They're not going to get blown out here, but it'll be more of a defensive game for sure. Defensive heavyweight fight. All right. Next game on the docket. Actually, before we get to that, gotta talk to you about Rhythm and everything they support. AI sports betting picks. You can go get all of that and dominate the NBA playoffs, PGA, MLB, and WNBA with a Rhythm. You'll get a 7-day free trial, and you can get some cool deals. 25% off a monthly subscription with promo code SGPN25 and 50% off an annual subscription with promo code SGPN50. That's RITHMM, promo code SGPN25 or SGPN50. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/rhythm. We're also brought to you by Circle Ultimate Fantasy Football Giveaway, where Circle Resort and Casino in Las Vegas are giving away a really, really great package where you can get a 2-night stay for you and your entire 12-team league. You can hold your draft in a cabana at the awesome Stadium Swim with a $5,000 food and beverage credit, limo transportation to and from the airport, a welcome party at the Legacy Club, a reservation at the world's largest sportsbook with $500 beverage credit, and a 2-hour open bar package at Overhang Bar. Contest is from now to June 30th. Make sure you go enter sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. And we're also brought to you by mybookie.ag. Whoa. I didn't mean to do that. MyBookie.ag, your home to bet everything. You can bet the NBA playoffs. You can bet the WNBA. You can go over there. You can get down on Scott Storm plus 6.5, or you can run with my links minus 6.5 there. All on mybookie.ag. They accept customers from a ton of locations, so easy deposit and get lightning fast payouts for cryptocurrency. Head over to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. It's my terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. All right. Heading back over to that conversation because I realized I didn't even get to talk props. What do we like here?
I'm gonna let you go first because I feel like Nafise is always the starting point. But the question is, do you want to take her again?
Nafisa Collier's points prop is at
24.5 or 23.5. I see a 23.5 on FanDuel.
I see a 22.5 out here.
Really?
So I get it. When you have a total that's a certain amount of points, you have to play the percentages and like, okay, well, if the total is only expected to be here, this player can only account for this percentage amount of points. So that's how you get 22.5. Whatever. You guys are idiots. Over. So that's what I have to say to the books. Over.
I'll go.
She can very well go over this and nobody else can score.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go with Gabby Williams. He's 100%. She's figured it out. I think at the end of the day, we were waiting for her to finally look like the old Gabby Williams, and she's been solid. She's had a pretty solid amount of rebounds, 5+ in 3 straight. She's had 11+ points in 3 straight. Her PR is at 15.5, gone over in 3 straight. Lynx have not been that great against forwards this season. I think it's a decent matchup for Gabby Williams. I'll go with the over on her PR.
Skylar Diggins, 24.5 PA, running back. When you just have the ball in your hand all this time, and then I accurately predict the under game of... Now, I may not have accurately predicted the total, but I accurately predicted that you weren't going to get off against the Aces. You get your get back in the next game. I will take her. And she might pick on Kayla McBride, who just got there a little bit. So I'll take Skylar Diggins to go over 24.5 PA. Jesus Christ. It took me so long to add the Smith to the end of Skylar Diggins. And now when I finally add the Smith to the end, she gets divorced. It's crazy. Very annoying. I guess the good thing is that she got divorced, huh? All right. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
All right. Chicago Sky on the road, going to play the Phoenix Mercury in the Valley. Mercury laying 7, 155.5 is the total. Injury report, and we've got Mariah Jefferson still out for the Sky. We've got come back here. All right, let's see. Any other Sky players still out here? Haley Van Lith is questionable. Oh, I'm sorry, Mariah Jefferson is questionable. I said that wrong. And with that is all I have.
I think it's going to be pretty simple, isn't it? I'm not going to bet the Sky until they actually win a damn game. The team sucks. By the way, we have to play it one more time just because of the fact that we actually did not play the Liberty when we took him laying 16.5. So we got to play it again. There you go.
Rudy is cool, man. Rudy is so cool with me, bro.
Yep.
Like Rudy was always cool with me. Oh, he was a Picasso with the pen, man.
I think it was chalk, but yeah.
Nah, you know what I was trying to say.
I know what you were saying. Yeah.
All right.
Man. Do we have to add anything? Like Chicago, they tried against the Sparks. They scored 70+ points. Congratulations. They couldn't get a stop. They're bad at defense. They can't score. I don't know what else there is to say about this team. They're really bad.
I'm just looking for a team total line on the Mercury again. 81.5 over. I mean, I want to root for this Sky team. I really do. I just waiting for him to show it to me. Like I'm willing to back the Sky more than anybody else is, I think. But you got to show it to me first, man.
Yeah, they've shown nothing so far this season at all.
Nothing. They look like you said Connecticut. The Sky clearly look like the worst team in the league to me.
That's why I said it could be a 12A, 12B situation, but they're definitely bad. I mean, they played 3 games. They've lost all 3 games by at least 13 points. They haven't been close in any of these games.
Yeah, like, and now you're about to go play the Mercury, who I think are actually good. Yeah,
and they're without Copper. They've actually been more competitive than I thought they'd be. But at least they have some type of identity. They can play good defense.
Yeah, team total's so good there. Like,
Yeah.
so good. The only way this guy are in this game is if they find a way to score. But yeah,
I don't see that happening either. Mercury at home, they're a good home team.
All right. Wow, some of these games feel kind of lopsided.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. All right. Player props. Total. Anything?
Do I want to go to Angel Reese under on her points? That's kind of the question. She had a decent game last time out.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to G Martinez. That's 13A and 13B to you, sir.
Sorry.
you better respect my Valkyries.
Oh wait. What are you talking about?
Is that not 13 teams in the league now?
How many teams are in the league?
Isn't that 13 teams now?
Then it would be 12A and 12B because that would get you to 13 teams. You have 2 different 12s. Oh. 13A, 13B would imply there were 14 teams. There's only 13 teams.
Yeah, G Martinez. Dummy.
You got baited so bad.
Dummy.
G Martinez baited you pretty bad.
Dummy. Yeah. What? Yeah. Like, that's 14 teams. What? You don't even...
If I'm grouping it, I'm just saying I'll put them in the sun together. So
I don't care.
12A, 12B.
I'm on the side of who winning. I'm on the side of who winning. You see?
Oh, there you go.
Bandwagon that quick. Don't matter. I don't care. Where's the Yankee Doodle song? Do I got that up here?
I don't know if we have that.
No, I don't. I looked
it's
at
fine.
it.
We'll add it.
Nah, I looked at it and I didn't add it. That's my fault. Man, that'd have been a great time to play that.
Yeah, either way, though, I think for this one, I'm just going to go with the Mercury and the under. The Sky are useless, but for props, Angel played decently last time out. Do I think she can do it again? I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it. I mean, 12.5 points does feel pretty high for Angel Reese. She had 13 last game, and with that, she was 5'11". So she didn't even shoot that well. She shot well by comparison. I will point out that the Mercury have been okay against starting centers. They haven't been great in that area. I'll go back to Atkins threes. I said it last episode. If you want to go for the 1.5 threes, she has been doing pretty well with that recently, but the volume has not been that great. I mean, do you have anything you like in this game? Because for props, AT feels like you can just go for her stuff, and she should be in a great spot. But we like the Sky team total under. So you might just be banking on Vandersloot doing nothing and a couple other options. But anything you like for this?
Yeah, give me AT points over here. So we talked about Connecticut Sun defensively. I don't think Camilla or Angel have anything defensively to stop AT when she wants to drive and get to the basket here. And so I really think that she's just going to be able to just maybe it doesn't look pretty. Maybe by the end of the game it's like 18. And maybe she doesn't get 20, but I think she's going to be able to get there. She's just going to get consistent drives to the basket, getting to the foul line, being able to hit free throws here or there. Yeah, I think this is an AT game. I wouldn't mind a full on PRA for AT here. I wouldn't mind a points look. I think, yeah, I'm with you. I like some type of AT look here.
Do you want to go any fades on Cardoso or no? She was actually decent last game at 12.6 rebounds.
If anything, I would just take the points over.
Okay.
And just beg them to give her the ball inside the post 5 times, let her get 5 buckets, and let that be it.
Ball today. Yeah.
Anything else? It would end Satu. Honestly, just give me Satu and AT. Satu over 21.5. Like, I'm not gonna let the one bad Satu game scare me off of not playing her anymore. So I just those are the two with all the usage for the Mercury, and the Sky can't get stopped. So I'm just gonna assume those two can score.
Yeah, I didn't really see anything player prop wise that I was a big fan of. Thought about maybe going for Cardoso under PR, but as you said, if they give her the ball enough, she might find a way to go over. I didn't really have much else. I thought about maybe going Vandersloot under 14.5 points and assists. She has gone under this in 2 of the 3 games of the season, but she was good against Phoenix last time out. But that was last year, of course. But yeah, I don't really feel great about anything for props in this one besides AT having a solid game.
I could get behind a Sloot under.
Okay.
All right. Atlanta Dream on the road going to play the Los Angeles Sparks. Dream starting a road trip on the West Coast. Sparks laying 1.5 here.
Yep.
It opened up Dream -1. Now it's Sparks -1. 162.5 is the total. That came down 3 points. You got
I'm assuming that
well,
implies
this is
Griner's
why
not going to play again.
yeah, that's exactly why the line switched, because you've got Julie Almond probable to begin her season, so that gives another ball handler to these Los Angeles Sparks. Rakia Jackson is probable coming out of the concussion protocol. Now she's itching to get back on the court. We got Tiana Pau not on the injury report here, actually not on the injury report this time, Scott, and the Brittany Griner out for a knee injury. And that is everything from these two teams. So, okay, I understand why the line moved. I don't know why it went down. The total. I don't know why the total went down. If anything, maybe Brittany Griner is not 3 points to the total, though.
I'm not sure if the total went down because of Griner's offensive impact or because they watched this team play against the Sun and said, what the hell is this even supposed to be? And just decided, you know what, we don't know what the hell this even is, so we're not going to bother.
It was the second leg of a back-to-back.
Yes. I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying that was a pretty ugly game of basketball.
No, I would say no, yeah, but I would if they were saying that, I would laugh at them and say it's the second leg of a back-to-back. Give them a break.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I think the defense is going to be horrible here. I like over. First thing I like on paper.
Do you like?
You know what? Give
me
the Sparks. They're okay.
That's how I feel. I think
they're not.
I think the Dream are better, but not by a lot. They're fine.
Yeah, like they're okay. They're all right. I would. The only reason we're saying the Dream is better because they played Indiana, but like they all right. Like they cool. I would take the Sparks. Honestly, Scott, if I took the Dream, I would only take the Dream in the first half. I would take the Sparks and just say that the Dream had another meltdown in the fourth quarter, and the Sparks really could use some momentum. And get 2 wins in a row. That's the only reason why I would take the Sparks. But like it's really, really neck and neck here for me. But I'm on the Sparks.
I think both teams are basically the same. They're standard one and done WNBA playoff teams.
Yep.
They'll get in, they'll lose immediately, and then you'll just move on. But I think these teams are okay. They're not like bad, but it's just not that. They're not really that great.
They'll run into some form of the Liberty and Lynx and get destroyed.
Yep, pretty much.
Which would also really, really suck if Los Angeles played the Liberty in the first round.
Yeah.
Because then they'd have to, since old girl, you saw she hurt too. But since her now it's a home for the 3-game first round series. Imagine having to fly New York, LA, New York in like 5 days.
Mm.
It's really like 4. Yeah, it's really like 4. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm all over the over here. This might be the game that might be rich with some props here. Let's see what these lines look like. So I don't know if I like Plum because I think they have a lot of options they could throw at her, and all of them are so much bigger than her. Because how tall is Kelsey Plum? I feel like she's not that tall.
I was gonna guess low 6s.
Kelsey Plum is
she's 5'8".
5'8".
I'm not even close.
Yeah, no. So you got Ryan, who's tall as hell for a guard, and then you got Alicia, who would be another defender.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them are rather. I think Alicia is like 6 feet. because I think I was looking. I was like, dang, we're the same height. So I
I'm mad
think
at
she's 6
myself. I
feet.
can't believe I thought she was 6 feet tall. I'm not
Yeah,
even close.
I didn't even. No, I didn't. I knew that wasn't the answer.
Just a bad read by me. Just a really bad
I
read by
knew that
me.
one.
All right.
I knew that one wasn't the answer. But yeah, no. So her primary defenders are probably some form of Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard, and both of them have a lot of size over her. So I just feel like it's gonna be like she has to use her speed in this game. It has
Mhm.
to be push the pace, use her speed, get to the rim, and try not to get blocked. So I don't think it's the Kelsey Plum day, and so that leads me to the bigs. I like Dear Azare has been playing
Yep.
really, really good.
And they've needed her to.
I am so proud of her. Oh my god, I'm so proud of her. She's playing so well. I kind of want to run it back just because of that, but I don't I like to, when I get too invested in the players. But Azare's been playing really, really well. Let me see what she's done against this Dream team recently. Short minutes, so nothing really to look at there. Spent some decent games. Yeah, I would play some form of either Azare points or De'Erica Hamby points and rebounds. Bree Jones could be potentially interesting. Let's see here. What else you got, Scott?
Um, well, I'm gonna kind of throw some stuff at you just to ask. Without Griner being in the lineup, who do we think steps up rebounding wise?
So I didn't really like it because it just felt like it was like a whole everybody was crashing to the glass that last game. It was a lot
I thought
of
about the under on Bree Jones just because 10.5 at this point. I understand that
it's
without
the max. It's the max. Like
it's such a good sell high spot for Bree
yeah.
Jones under 10.5. That's kind of where I was
And
going.
and it was Nas was flying around the rim. Freaking who is the I can't even think of Nia Coffee. That's who it was. Nia
Yeah.
Coffee was flying around the rim. Like everybody was rebounding. It wasn't like it was just Bree Jones snagging them all. Bree Jones was more of boxing out, and everybody else was jumping around grabbing the rebound. So, yeah, I'm not mad at a Bree Jones 10.5 underplay
I
just
think the
because.
rebounding option I'll go with is Ryan Howard though for the over. I'll sell high on Bree Jones, and I feel like I'm buying low on Ree, because I mean Howard had 7 last game.
Mhm.
Her line's at 4.5 minus 125. She actually had 8 last game. She's had at least 5 rebounds in 3 straight. So now you have no Griner. So
Ooh,
I like a Ryan Howard over 4.5 rebounds.
her RA is 9.5 at plus 110.
That's
I,
interesting too.
I almost like that better because well at least the book I'm looking at her rebounds are at minus 125. If she gets 5 rebounds, I feel really good about going over 9.5 RA.
She only had 2 assists against Connecticut, but I know that she did have a lot of potential assists and they couldn't hit a shot. So I'm not against it, but I think that's a good Ryan Howard all around game for this one.
Yeah, okay, a little bit of hype towards Ryan Howard here. Let me look up some Ryan Howard stats against this Sparks team. All right, anything else here?
The RA against the Sparks in the past has not been that great, but it's a different Sparks team than most years. And you have no Brittany Griner, so there's a massive vacancy there in the lineup for some potential. I don't want to say stat padding, but usage for Ryan Howard. So
And the points have been actually pretty solid. 19, 16, 25, last 3.
mhm.
Not bad. Brian, you have a 43-point game against the Sparks?
Yeah,
Holy shit. I don't remember that. Yeah, damn. A 43-point game against the Spartans. All right, that's it. Nothing else here. All right, let's get the monkey off the back here. Lock, dog, underdog. Lock. I am going first, right? We're switching this again, right? I
yeah.
think we did. All right. How do I want to fade you today, Chicago?
I assume you run back the alt spread as the dog. That's kind of what I thought you were going to do.
Mm, that is also an opportunity. That is also an opportunity. Let's see. Let's see. Because I do want to be very, very selective here. But then what will my lock be? Okay, no. Let's just go Phoenix laying 7. That's my lock.
Okay.
Fade the sky. For the dog, I do. Wait, I do like Minnesota though. Okay, I see what you were saying. I see what you were saying. What do I want as a dog play? Or
Alt
what
spread
do
on
I
the
want?
alt spread on the Liberty.
That actually, it's crazy because that's actually probably gonna hit. I wasn't thinking of that,
It's
but
so
that's probably gonna
disrespectful,
hit.
but I'm asking because you mentioned like 100 to 60. It sounds like
Oh
you
no,
think that they
dude!
could
I don't
bury
think
this
it's gonna
team.
be. Oh, I don't think it's gonna be close at all. I don't think it's gonna be close at all. Actually, yeah, let's do it. Let's do that. Sure, why not, Scott? That's a pretty good play because I don't think it's gonna be close. Where are my? Oh, I gotta go to a different book. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can get me an alt line on the Liberty here.
Assuming it's listed, I'm not sure if that's even a guarantee.
Might not be. One more spot that I'm looking. Oh, nope. I don't think I have it.
Okay.
Wow. All right. So no, that's not gonna work. All right. Then I am going back to the Atlanta Dream and the Los Angeles Sparks game because I expect to see points. I think points are going to be scored. So, plus 106. Can't do that to you, Ryan. Dang. And I can't even do a PRA alt either. Or no, DraftKings offers PRA alts. Wow, people are listening. They're like, figure it out already. I'm sorry. All right. They don't even give me. Oh, no, that's not the right game. Okay, here we go. PRA alt on Ryan Howard. 35 plus. Points, rebounds, and assists. High scoring game. So that gives me, I think she's good for 20. 5 on there. And so you're telling me between the extra 5 rebounds. So any extra rebounds after 5, plus the assists, plus what she does in addition to 20 points, and I think she's going to be able to get to the lane. Who's they don't have the size to guard her between Odyssey will probably be on Alicia, but between Odyssey and maybe it'll be a little bit of Rakia as well. No, I like Ryan Howard's matchup here. All right, give me Ryan Howard. 35 plus points, rebounds, and assists. Scott, plus 310.
It's a great price.
Plus 310. And you're telling me that I'm sitting there and I'm counting and I'm like, oh, shoot, I'm easily at 25. Yeah. Plus 310. I'll take it.
All right. So for my lock, I'm gonna go with Ryan Howard on her rebounds. I just think the 4.5 is too good of a number to pass up on. I'll take that. Ryan Howard over 4.5 rebounds minus 125 as my lock.
Oh,
Had 8
wow.
last game. You have no Griner again. See some chances. I mentioned Bree Jones before. Numbers pretty high. Maybe Handy gets her into foul trouble. Could be a possibility too. So I don't mind the rebounding
What were you
opportunities.
thinking when I went through my whole spiel trying to figure out a dog and I finally landed on Ryan Howard?
I was using it as a chance to actually just come up with my own plays. So I wasn't really paying attention, to be honest. You might have to repeat the plays because I gave up after about a minute and a half. I basically said I'll figure it out at some point. I'll worry about myself for now, and then we'll repeat it. So I actually have no idea what you took. Fun fact, you tell me what you took, I cannot tell you. You had Ryan Howard PRA, and then
Do you know the number?
No, I blacked out. I have no idea what the hell you took. I have no idea at this point.
Oh man, dude. All right, I have the Phoenix Mercury laying 7 lock dog Ryan Howard 35 plus PRA plus 310.
Okay. I know I got one of those right. So for my lock, once again, Ryan Howard over 4.5 rebounds minus 125. For my dog, I'm going to go with the Liberty minus 18.5, parlayed with the Valkyrie team total under 76.5. Same game parlay there, plus 160.
All right. Underdog. Let's see here. Scott, I want you to know. I placed the money in the account for the first underdog lineup.
Okay.
I do not need to deposit again.
Oh no, we're good.
I
We're
do
set
not
for a
need
while.
to deposit anymore. Okay. How do we want to do this?
Do you want to start off with Ryan because we both like her for different props, or do you think we have too much Ryan liability?
Maybe too much liability, and we got to figure out how we're going to play her.
Yeah.
We both like AT. Let's throw AT in there.
Okay.
PRA? Just wrap it all in one?
Sure. I mean, we think she's going to dominate, and we think the team that they're against isn't exactly good defensively. So,
And she's due for like a really, really good game, too. So, let's go AT over 32.5 PRA. I mean, higher 32.5 PRA.
Are we just running back Cloud in every game for like RA, PRA?
So I've been ready to. It's at 11.5 now. I'm good on letting her chill a little bit, get her back down to 10.5, maybe even 9.5.
Okay.
And I'm cool letting, because I'm not gonna lie, I played that like 3 times in a row.
Yeah, keeps hitting. It keeps hitting. I'm not gonna turn it down.
Hey, I played that with, like, it's like Courtney Williams. I said I'm leaving Natasha Cloud and Courtney Williams alone for a little bit because I played them like 3 times in a row each.
Oh, Collier. Just go back to points.
Oh yeah, dude. MVP season. You know she's a dog for MVP right now.
Kaylin's gonna be out indefinitely, so that's probably where you want to go at this point. I'm assuming Kaylin's gonna miss 3 weeks. They said 2, but they'll play it safe, so probably 3.
It said it did say at least 2. So yeah, 3 sounds good. And I honestly, I don't know how she was she was minus 105 for MVP after 2 bad games.
Yeah.
2.
It's not the media story.
Minus 105.
Yeah.
That is no, but it's crazy because that's only the books. I'm almost guaranteed, Scott, that the actual media members voting on the award are like, nah, Nafisa Collier is going crazy. Back-to-back 30-point games and a 28-point game. Oh, higher 23.5. Like, nothing to consider there. Higher. All right, we got 2.
Is there somebody we want to fade? I wouldn't mind a lower somewhere.
You want to take the stab at the Bree Jones lower 10.5 rebounds?
Sure, let's go for it.
All right.
It's such a great, I'd say, ceiling to sell at this point.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I'm really not mad at it. It's because I watched that game against the Sun, and it was like she was there, but she was using all her energy to box out the lone big on the floor, that all the fours just kind of cleaned up the rebounds the whole game. So yeah, I'm with you. Let's go for it. We're selling at the peak right now. This is prime stock market. All right. Nafisa Collier higher 23.5 points. Brianna Jones lower 10.5 rebounds, and Alyssa Thomas higher 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists. If you regularly use that, that's going to be 6x. But if you use your 70% extender bonus like I am right now, 9.5x. Very, very good here, Scott. Very, very good. Let me get this lineup in. I have a chance to double the account with one lineup right now. All right, we're locked in. Boom. Anything else for people before we get up out of here?
No, once again, did not finish before tip. In fact, we missed the entire first quarter. Well, but you can catch the second quarter. That makes you feel any better?
I mean, you probably got the screen next door, and you're probably looking at it and listening to us at the same time. Because, like, why do you have to look at our screen? Like, you don't have to look at our screen.
No, and I feel like most people criticize the actual commentary that ESPN has anyway. So you get to mute the TV and just listen to us.
So. ESPN's really folded. I mean, well, not ESPN. The NBA really folded, not giving ESPN the Knicks series and letting us hear Mike Breen call that series for the whole time, and then throwing this over there to TNT and listening to Draymond Green talk about Rudy Gobert for a series.
It is one thing though about the NBA. I'm not going to get too deep into it because I know we want to wrap up the show. When you are having basically 2 broadcasting teams at this point, one for ESPN and one for TNT, we should have better teams. Like, Kevin Harlan is carrying so hard right now because Reggie Miller does basically nothing on that broadcast. And ESPN has Breen by himself out there, basically. I mean, I think Jefferson's okay. I'm very anti-Dorsberg I'll go on record saying that. I think she's horrible at her job. So I'm not really a fan of the teams that we have right now. But I'll ask, do you agree with that? Because I feel like we should be doing better at this point.
Nah, I think the play-by-play is great. I think the color commentary needs work. And it's also the fact that athletes are not journalists. And so it's a mesh. And it takes some people, like, you got those combos that figure it out, but then everything else is just kind of like, all right, we're just kind of. I think the thing that makes me upset with it is that they just go ahead and say these are the permanent teams instead of switching it up. And hey, we're going to bring in a new color commentator until we figure out who's the right person for this pair.
I mean, I also like it's also a trio in some spots, which I think that Jefferson and Burke
with
together,
Van Gundy is third man in the booth.
Van Gundy with Jackson and with Breen was peak. I had a great time with that. But you throw in
and
Doris,
I knock her out the park.
Yeah.
With all due respect.
I'm curious if Savannah's offended or flattered by that. But either way, I do think when you're looking at the trios, I don't think Richard Jefferson and Burke together should ever be a thing. Yeah. I think that's just excessive to me. Breen and Harlan are carrying, but you have Reggie Miller and you have Jefferson's been okay, but still, like, I feel like they should be having a better job trying to give some help. You know that Will Chamberlain stat line, like that meme going on? Yeah. That's Kevin Harlan and that's Mike Breen. They're trying to carry the entire broadcast by themselves.
And shout out to the Hornets play-by-play announcer, by the way, as well. He's electric.
I love the Bulls broadcasters too. Bulls do a great job with those two guys, in my opinion.
All right. He's at Reichel Radio. I'm at really raw __. Make sure you give us a follow on X at SGPN NBA as well. And hey, make sure you give us a 5-star rating and review wherever you get the WNBA Gambling Podcast. Apple, Spotify, doesn't matter. Give us a 5-star rating and review. Really, really appreciate it. With that, we will be back in some undisclosed time. Other than that, I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just kind of like this. They said we should call a game live or do a live stream during the game and do live bets.
We did that once. You remember, like, years ago, we had that random sponsorship and we did it?
Yeah, I do. I do remember that. That was a long time ago.
I think like 3 people tuned in for that, but
if the Knicks make the finals, I'll do a live stream during the finals. Why not?
We can probably do a live stream here and just talk. We wouldn't show the game. We'd probably just be talking while the game's going on in the background, but whatever.
If the Knicks somehow, some way make the finals, which I don't think is going to happen, by the way, then yeah, I will do a game up here for sure.
All I know is you went from no hope to a little bit of hope, and that's honestly a massive improvement based on how that first half went in Game 3. So your point, house money, as you said before, dead to rights.
I mean, is it some people have a little bit of hope. I still have no hope.
The point is you had zero hope if they were down 3-0. So you went from nothing to at least something.
No, but that's the thing. I don't feel like something. I don't. Maybe somebody else does, and maybe like in all actuality, it is something. I don't feel like anything yet. Because guess what? I've never seen the Knicks do this. They have never done this. So like they could be up 3-2 right now, and I'd be like, the ball's gonna drop, isn't it? And they're just gonna completely fold this. Like I have no faith in the Knicks until they're in the NBA Finals. I have no faith.
It's worked so far for the first couple rounds.
I hope so. All right. With that, nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending.